We back with another reflection on the Daily Vedantic. All of life's grumbling is tantamount to, oh, why is a lily not an oak? All of the grumbling in our lives is tantamount to, why is this lily not an oak? This is a quote that Swami will say quite often at the ashram. He's always quoting poetry. And whether it's Shakespeare or Emily Browning or Sabine Barengold, there are so many poems that he'll quote. And this is a phenomenal articulation on a foundational aspect of our lives. What we complain about, what we have issues with. Why is this lily not an oak? All of life's grumbling comes down to the simple complaint that we repeat and apply in our lives over and over and over again of, man, why is this person over here just not what I want them to be? Why is this job not what I prefer it to be? All of our grumbling comes down to, why is a lily not an oak? Instead of seeing the value in this person being wired differently from us or differently from perhaps our preference, we see all of the bugs and none of the features. We wish we could change them. We wish we could change our job, sometimes our immediate family members. Wish we could change our neighbors. Wish we could change a coworker, our boss. The heart of our frustration comes down to a misassessment of who they are, and then we're surprised by it and wish they were someone different. A misassessment of, man, okay, yeah, I might be decent at music. I might have the wiring for that, but I wish I had the wiring for building a tech company, or vice versa. All of life's grumbling tantamount to, oh, why is a lily not an oak? So what do we do with this knowledge bomb, this analysis on the anatomy of our grumblings, of our frustrations? Well, it's quite simple. Assess a lily for a lily, an oak for an oak. One of the worst things that we can do in our relationships is to blind ourselves from who and what someone happens to be. Only seeing one side of them and thinking, well, I can change the other side. Only thinking to ourselves, well, they have all these bad qualities. They don't have any redeeming qualities. Thinking that, the issues with my parent, that's 70 years old. Mine are almost 80. It's easily solvable if I could just change them in this way or that way. You're not going to change someone that's 78 years old. You're not even going to change a sibling that's 25 years old, 30 years old. If they change, that'll be on their own accord. We are not going to change anybody. Not going to change a spouse that you dated for 3 years and kind of thought, all right, well, over time I'll nudge them in this other direction. People can change, but they don't change through the force of others. And our grumbling comes down to, why is this person not this other way? Where does this wisdom come in if you have friction with certain people or certain situations? One is recognize that they are a lily. They are who they are. They're not the oak tree you want them to be. The other application of this is, if you need an oak tree for a certain job, for a certain relationship, for a certain scenario in life, wait till you find an oak tree. You're wired for a certain profession, go out and find that profession. Don't delude yourself otherwise. If you need a lily, if you're searching for a lily, don't settle for an oak tree. all of our frustration. All of our frustration comes down to a misassessment. Either willfully blindfolded from what we could have seen day one, or unclear in what we wanted in day one. Unclear of thinking, I really want someone that's spontaneous and not a workaholic, and then, the spouse 7 years in is spontaneous and bounces from job to job every year or 6 months, loves to travel, doesn't love to spend hours in building a career. Is that what you really wanted? Did you think and delude yourself into thinking you wanted a lily when you really wanted an oak, or vice versa? I want someone stable. And what you really wanted was someone flexible. That is the deep end of the implication within this quote. A lot of self-discovery, a lot of questioning, a lot of inquiry within on what we are looking for, whether it's a career path or whether it is a significant other. But once you know what you're looking for, once you've done that work, go out and find an oak instead of thinking a lily could become one. And if it's a spouse, a sibling, a coworker, a friend that is a lily when you wish they were an oak, maybe take the time to appreciate the aspects of having a lily instead of the alternative. All of this built into this recognition, into this outline within this poetic, simple, and powerful quote. All of life's grumbling is tantamount to, oh, why is a lily not an oak? Think if it applies in your life. Think if there's any truth to this within your experiences in different circumstances in life or with those around you. That is today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.